Hey guys, welcome to Growing in Love and Marriage. My name is Bipelo.
And I'm Sipo.
And today we'll be talking about 12 things we learned in 12 months of dating.
Yeah, and before we start the video or the podcast, so we get just gonna read a few two comments from our very first video, which was our engagement video. So the first one would be from Dineo. She said, "It's me pausing every 2 seconds to cry properly and not to miss out on anything. I'm so happy for you guys. Love to see some Jesus-centered couple content here for all of it." Oh, this is such a great comment, and thank you for the feedback and the affirmation that what we're doing is not just videos but actually changing lives as well. And then the second one is from Diwo. She said, "Patience strong enough to resist counterfeits."
Hey, that line. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's the line. That's the line from the engagement video.
Yeah, no, devs. And then she says, "Now that's a word, Sipo. This is absolutely beautiful. Congratulations, you two." Yeah, I think when I was thinking about that line, I was like, I think what one should always pray for patience to resist, fake, like counterfeits. Counterfeit is basically sort of like if you have a Nike, then there's another brand that is very similar to Nike, but is not Nike. So there are many people that can come into your life and you think that's the person, but it's actually not. So I think for me, I was like, no, let me actually pray for this as well. So I think that was very important. So thanks a lot, guys, for the comments. There was a lot of engagement on this video, and we really appreciate all the feedback.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Please continue to do so, and let us know what you think about our new segment that we've put in of like responding to your guys' comments, because we really want to engage with you and not just be like, thanks, or like that comment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, should we get into it?
Yeah, no, this.
Okay, so the first thing that I've learned in our 12 months of dating is to be more patient.
Okay.
And I feel like as a health professional, you'd expect that I'm the super patient person who loves working with people, which I am. Like, I love working with people and stuff. But I think as a recovering perfectionist, I always I just wanted the sense of control and wanted things to go my way.
Yeah.
So if things didn't go my way, then that's where like the impatience would come out, and I'd be like, oh my God. I remember when you used to be late for us to go to church. I'd be like so touched, and I'd be like, church starts at 10 and you just got here at 10 to 10. Like, what is happening?
And then when you were late, what happened?
I was like, you should understand.
Wow.
No, but it's really taught me to be more patient in every aspect of life, and to like be more chill, to really like, perfection is not a goal to attain. It's so much more of a burden to carry, like trying to be perfect all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you are loved as you are, and so you can be patient and love people as they are as well.
Yeah, I think it also comes down to expectations. Yeah, like if you're not patient with someone, then you expect a lot from them. So if they don't deliver on your expectations, then it's just like, where's this thing going? So I think patience comes down also to accepting a person's imperfections, because no one will ever be perfect. So patience is sort of like, if maybe this person is, I don't know, I wouldn't say, okay, let's just say the coming late part, right? There's some people that maybe, okay, I don't like struggle with that, but there's some people that maybe struggle with, like, it's a genuine struggle for them. And then obviously they should also be working towards, becoming better at that. But if you're not patient enough, then that can definitely end your relationship.
Yeah. And I think it also goes down to like expectations of yourself, because I'm hard on you because I'm hard on myself. So it's not, for me, it's like, no, you should be on time, like, because that's how I treat me. So I think it's taught me to be more patient and be like more graceful to myself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, the first one would be...
okay, so this is the second one, because it's 12 things.
Yes. Okay. So we're doing 6 basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So the second one would be you need to be intentional. And by intentional, I mean with regards to the relationship and just in terms of, dating, like intentionally date the person. Like you can't just be there sitting as a passenger, or let's say you get married to someone and you just become roommates. So that's the worst thing that could happen. So being intentional means, dating this person, getting to know this person, planning those dates, and even while you're dating, making sure that the things that brought you guys together, you still continue doing them. Like going out, we have like on Fridays we have like date nights. It's very hard for us to miss any unless I'm not around or you're not around. But we intentionally make that effort to go out, or we watch a movie almost every Friday. So doing those things that brought you guys together, make sure that you still, that fire keeps on burning. Yeah, being intentional is very important.
Yeah, and I think it's very easy to be like, oh, let's just chill all the time. Like, we're fine. We're doing okay, Being on kind of autopilot and being like, no, we're good. We're not having major fights, so that's fine.
Yeah.
But it's important to like be like, okay, like let's actually do this. And practical things is like weekly date nights, like you said. And what else? And just being affectionate, I guess. Like weekly date nights, like affection, just stuff like that.
Yeah, just I think if people treated their relationships like they treat their jobs, like with a job, you make sure that you don't go to work late. You make sure that you answer your boss's emails. You make sure that when your boss calls you, you answer.
At least we hope so. We hope that's how people feel about their jobs.
Yeah, but I think if people, because people normally respect their jobs because they're like, okay, I might get fired. But if you treat it, I'm not saying treat it like a job, like you have to put in effort, like it feels like you're putting effort and stuff, but treat it with the same amount of respect that you would treat like your job. You treat your job like you put in effort, you make sure that you try and wake up on time and stuff like that. But so you need to put in effort into the relationship and just be intentional. Like it's not just a game, like it's an important part of your life.
Sure, I love that. I love that. And talking about respect, that brings me to the third one, right?
Yeah.
So I've learned that, actually I read a book about this, so that's why I'm super excited about this one. But I've learned that respect is love for men.
Okay.
So I read a book called Love and Respect, guys, and it completely changed my life so much. And it's by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, I think. And so he talks about, like how to love a woman and then how to love a man. That honor for men is respect, and things that feel like I'm not loved here is when they feel unappreciated.
Yeah.
Or when you constantly critical, or when you raise your voice at them. And what else? Like, it was so, like, just read that book.
I remember
it's
you
really,
told
really
me
good.
a lot about those things, but definitely that's true. Like as a guy, respect is the most important thing. Like, and I think it's that peace thing as well, because one of the biggest things that men need is peace. Like, and I've when we used to work at the office, you'd get people that would just stay at the office like till late, but they weren't doing anything. Then I'd be like, why aren't you going home and stuff?
Sure.
Then he'd be like, going home to my wife.
Yeah.
So it's that thing of, he's going home. He's going, like, they're probably gonna like shout at each other. Sorry, they're probably gonna like be shouting at each other and stuff. So it's like, there's no peace with that. So I think respect also goes hand in hand with feeling that peace with your person as well.
And let me give you guys a tip. So this Dr. Eggerichs was like, you should tell your man that, like, I love you so, I respect you. I respect you.
Yeah.
And then tell him like 5 reasons why you respect him, right? And then I tried it on Sipo. And he was so happy. He was like taking me, like, I think he took me out the next day. Like, you were so happy. I was like, because I sent you a message on Tuesday and I was like, this is 5 reasons why I respect you. And you were like, oh my God, or did you call me? I don't know. But you responded with an act of love.
Yes.
So I realized that when you respect your male partner and then you like tell him why you respect him, like affirm him in that way, then like he responds with an act of love. So that creates a cycle of love instead of like a cycle of like disrespect and not feeling loved and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. And And respect and honor, I think they go the same way. Honor is also about, you know, praising your guy. I know I'm a guy, and I can confidently speak for all men. Men love to be praised because men naturally have egos, and when you praise them, that's when you stroking their ego, like the ego goes up. So you need to praise your guy. Like it's the same when I say you're beautiful, and if I tell you you're beautiful and you say, oh, you're so hardworking, it's the same kind of feeling. So praising your guy is like so important. And yeah, praising your guy is like so important.
Okay, what's the fourth one?
The fourth one, I would say, be aware of your toxic traits.
Yo.
Yeah, and what baggage you bring to your relationship. Because I remember we did premarital counseling, and they told us that every one of us has baggage in some other way. And that baggage is normally from your childhood or past traumas. So you need to be aware. Like, for example, let's just say someone was, I don't know.
Neglected.
Yes, someone was neglected by their parents. A child was neglected by their parents. They weren't given attention. You can bring those sorts of things into the relationship in the sense that if your partner maybe hasn't called you in 3 days, you can feel that neglect from your partner. And then and when you start feeling that, you can start, sort of like retaliating because of that. So you need to be aware of them and maybe make your partner aware of them, that, okay, this is what happened when I was younger and I tend to respond in this way. So it can definitely help you in that case.
Yeah, I agree. I think be aware of them and talk about them. And if you do need it, go to therapy.
Yeah.
And go to therapy alone or together.
Yeah.
And work through them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this brings me to one that I learned as well. Is that you are in charge of your own happiness.
True.
I feel like, especially when the relationship is new, because we're still fairly new, right? Like, you just love this person so much and they fill your cup so much and you just want to be with them all the time, that you end up neglecting the things that you used to do to fill your own cup. You end up neglecting running. You end up for me personally, it was neglecting running, neglecting going to therapy by myself. Now I'm telling Sipho all of my issues and he's turning into my therapist and all of that, which it's great. He can help me, right? But I can still do the things that I was doing initially.
Yeah.
To kind of fill my own cup and like let go of certain things. So you're in charge of your own happiness and you don't have to use your partner to like fill your cup, but you can fill your own cup. And then when you guys come together, you're both full and you're like loving one another. Otherwise, there's nothing to give. Like if my cup is empty and I'm relying on you, that puts so much pressure on you to like love me right. And it's draining for you.
Yeah, I think it's also comes to you being an individual first before you come into a relationship, and you being whole. You need to find out the things you love doing individually. You can't always be going out as a couple, because at the end of the day, the only way for you to fill each other's cups is if your own cups are full. So you need to be happy first before you come to me, because I, as your partner, I'm not in charge of making you happy. I'm in charge of making you happier. So definitely you need to first fill your cup, and then I can only afterwards fill that cup, and then it overflows. And
I also feel like when your cup is empty, right, you'll take whatever it is that someone has to give. And that's how also relationships become so toxic and abusive, because like your cup is so empty and you just want to be with this person so they can fill your cup, and whatever love they give you, whatever attention they give you, whether it's negative or positive, you're just going to take it. So fill your own cup, do what makes you happy, and be healthy even in the relationship, not only when you're single.
Yeah.
And I think what number are we on? Sorry.
I'm not sure. I think it's like 5 or
5. Okay, good. Perfect.
So I think so we're going to the 6th one, I guess.
Yeah. So
the 6th one would be try and learn each other's strengths and weaknesses and fill each other's gaps. So fill each other's weaknesses. So in that sense, it's sort of like I know, for example, maybe one of your strengths would be I
thought you were gonna say my weakness.
I can say your weaknesses if I want to. So maybe like one of your strengths would be let me just think of something I can use as a practical example.
Are you struggling to think of a strength of mine?
No, it's something I can use as an example. You have so many strengths. You're a great cook. Whenever you come to my place, whenever you cook, you're a great cook. But I'm trying to let's say great cook, right? You're a great cook.
Okay.
Yeah, you're a great cook.
Okay.
One of my weaknesses is I'm a bad cook.
Okay.
So
You're not that bad.
yeah, I can cook for survival.
Okay.
Like, the food I cook is for me just to eat and not die once.
Okay.
So that's my weakness.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's your strength.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get married, we know who's doing most
I
of the
know,
cooking.
I know.
Who's doing?
Okay.
I know one
No,
of
I
you.
get
One
you.
of your weaknesses, right, is maybe you don't like doing your laundry. You don't like going and hanging your clothes. That's my strength. I like walking there to the washing line and hanging clothes. So we know when you get married, I'm doing the laundry, you doing the cooking. Simple as that.
Yeah.
That's as simple as it goes. And even in a relationship setting, like even maybe just qualities, you more, I don't know how to put it, but you're more like including, let me just say you're more loving. Yeah, you like getting to know people more, whereas I'm more like, let me just chill. So you the one that can, when we go to places, like when we introduce ourselves, you can be the one to first introduce. Something like that. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
So, but that's how, like, one thing that you can really implement, like in relationship.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I want to put you on the spot. 'Cause
Okay.
I just thought of it now. What happens when you guys' weaknesses are the same?
Okay. So,
I don't know the answer.
so maybe
as
we're all
well.
bad cooks.
Yeah.
We just get takeaways. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I think then in that sense, you need to see your other strengths. So let's say you have two of the same weaknesses. You both bad at cooking. And then you check your other strengths. Let's say I'm very good at cleaning. You're very good at driving, right? Then we can see, what takes more time, what takes more energy. Probably, I don't know, probably cleaning. I'm just giving an example. And then let's say cleaning is being done by me. Then I'll be like, okay, maybe let me do the cleaning, and then maybe even though it's your weakness, you can cook. But if your weaknesses are the same as well, you could actually do it together.
Okay.
That way you also, they've said that partners that do chores together actually, grow closer.
So do you both learn
Yes.
how to make it a strength?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
So basically you come together and you make it a strength. The combined effort makes it
Okay.
a strength.
Okay.
While I'm chopping onions, you busy doing something else.
Okay.
That way we know.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then also, I think I'd say involve third parties. Like, so for
Yes.
instance, if your weakness is finances,
Yeah.
for instance, you can go to a financial advisor and be like, okay, please keep us accountable
Yeah.
until we're able to kind of get this thing going
Yeah.
on our own. So involve third parties and be like, okay, like for instance, actually, with our YouTube, we were struggling, guys, with equipment, setting up stuff. And then we involved a third party who's
Yeah.
like currently helping us with all of that stuff.
Yeah,
So I would say
true.
involve third parties when like you have like some kind of weak point that you both share. Cool. So am I saying, the other one, this is the seventh one, right?
Yes.
Is don't neglect your family and friends.
Yes.
It's so easy like to just kind of make things about the two of you guys and just be like, okay, we're just gonna just live life together and whatever. And then when you realize like 2 years down the line, you have no friends. Like you have no
Yeah,
friends.
literally.
And actually I've realized it's very abusive relationships that isolate you from other people. So if you're currently realizing that actually I've neglected a lot of my friends and I've neglected like my family members, then like try and include your partner in those things even, or just call a friend and be like, let's go out for coffee. And it also goes to like filling your own cup. Don't just rely on this one person to fill your every need. Sometimes you need someone to go shopping with. Sometimes you
Yeah.
need someone to go running with.
Yeah.
And if your partner doesn't like that, involve other people. You don't have to force him to like those things.
Yeah, definitely agree. I think it's mostly new love. New love is like when you are still in that honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
But when it goes, it's natural that way. Like first month or two, you're just in each other's company. But when it becomes like after like a year and 2 and 3 years, and you're just in your own little bubble, then it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
You definitely need community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's
And I
the
think
eighth one now?
the eighth one, I would say, have lots of affection. And affection, I don't mean so affection. Sex is a part of affection within the marriage context, right? Affection, I mean hold each other, like holding hands. You know, we hold hands at the malls, like we all like that.
But some people don't like that.
Yeah, you don't have to do. You don't have. I'm just giving examples, right?
Okay.
So that's one example. Holding hands when you at the mall or something.
Hugging one another when you see each other. Like,
Yes.
you're not just roommates. You're not
Yes.
just like friends. You know, there's a
Yes.
distinguishing factor. It's more romantic in this relationship. So
Yes.
have those things that show that, okay, there's romance here. Like, we're not just roommates. We're not just brothers and sisters. Like,
Yeah.
we're not brothers and sisters in Christ. Like,
Yes.
there's just
yeah.
some difference, like, in our relationship that
Yeah.
makes it,
Yeah. It's like kissing your forehead.
yeah.
It's like holding hands. Some people give each other flowers and stuff like that. So yeah, just show that you like, you know, in a relationship and be lovey-dovey, basically. Be lovey-dovey.
Yeah. And then I would say as well, accept the person you're dating for who they are. Stop trying to change them.
Yeah.
So for instance, like I come from a home where we only listen to gospel music, right? And I came into this relationship with this guy who just wants to listen to deep house the whole day.
Unapologetically.
And I was like, hey man, man of God. What does that mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
So men of God don't listen to
No,
deep house.
I'm joking. But
Yeah.
that's a small thing
Yeah.
to show that like it's so important
Yeah.
to just accept the person for who they are. Like just to be like, no, you have to listen to gospel music or you have to be vegan, for instance. Like Sipo, I'm all about like health and like stuff, and Sipo wants to eat pap
Yeah.
all the time.
Unapologetically
buy a whole
so.
cake and stuff like that. And
Cheers,
I'm just-
cheers to the vegans.
and it's like sometimes you just kind of like, you know, like sometimes it's like, okay, I feel like you need to be more healthy,
Yeah.
but just accept your partner for who they
Yeah.
are. Like
Yeah.
if he wants to buy a whole cake,
Yeah. And I gym, I gym a lot.
you gym a lot, so it's fine to eat the whole cake by yourself.
Yeah, it's fine. We can move on to the next one. Okay, the next one would be, so this is the eighth one, eh?
It's the ninth one.
one. Relationships aren't for petty people.
Yo, okay. Well, you can get delivered from your pettiness in a relationship because I feel like I was petty.
Okay, let's say choose your battles wisely.
Okay,
as
yeah,
well.
that's a good one.
Yeah. So because that I'm using that exact phrase because that's what our marriage counselor told us. He said marriage is not for petty people because
So
he was giving us this scenario where you know that toothpaste thing where some people squeeze the toothpaste from the top, some squeeze from the bottom, some squeeze from the middle. And then let's say I get married to you. You were taught to squeeze it from the bottom and I was taught to squeeze it from the top. Then we fight because of that. And then we get divorced because of that.
Yeah.
So some things
Like small fights become big fights.
Yeah. So let small things go. Like the small things, choose it, because in a relationship there's so many things that you can potentially fight about. The last thing you want to be fighting about is like a toothpaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. That's a good one. And I feel like I'm slowly getting delivered from my pettiness because of that. And that brings me to the 10th point, that forgive more quickly.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've always been forgiving, right? But not quickly. Like, I will forgive you, but it might take me a week to forgive you, or maybe a month to forgive you, or maybe a year to forgive you. But like in our relationship, we've realized that like I need to forgive a lot more quickly. Like I can't let things, because people always says like, he used to say to me, like, I know if I offend you, the whole day is just ruined. Like it's just gonna be the worst day ever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've learned to be a bit more quick in forgiving
Yeah.
and being like, okay, let's get back. Let's get back.
Yeah, and I think
Have a little bit of amnesia. Don't think about it.
yeah, and forgiveness, there's a difference between forgiveness and healing. Forgiveness is let's say someone, I don't know, murders a relative of mine. I can forgive them, but it doesn't mean I've healed from it. It's the pain is still there. It can be there for 10 years. And it doesn't mean that when I see them, I'm just like, ish, that guy. It doesn't mean that I haven't forgave him. It just means that it's a trigger. So it's about, forgiveness is about someone killed my relative and I don't wish someone to kill that other person because they killed my relationship. It's about I've let that go, but I'm still healing.
Okay.
So there's a difference between the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I'm very wise, eh?
It's not like you're 40 years old, eh? It's not like you're 40 years old. Yes, okay.
So I think the 11th one would be careful of what social media and society says or shows about relationships. And that goes to being content.
Sure.
Because someone can be, showing a video of him going to Dubai with his girlfriend. But you guys can't afford to do that. So you feel like, oh, he doesn't love me because he doesn't take me to Dubai. So
Sure.
even especially with Instagram and stuff, there's a lot of comparison that can happen. So I think you just need to be careful of that and be content with what you have. Yeah.
And I'd also say, like, guard your heart against jealousy and envy. And guarding your heart can sometimes look like unfollowing people or taking a social media break or really working on your relationship. I mean, if you're feeling like you don't love me because you don't take me to Dubai, maybe there are deeper issues there. You know what I mean? So you need to like work towards that. And actually it links to mine because I feel like now it's similar. But the 12th one was customize your relationship to the two of you.
Yes.
And there are so many couples now who are like doing amazing things, like us, we're doing a YouTube channel together or whatever. But that might not be what you want to do as a couple. You know what I mean? And some people are getting married, having fancy weddings, having 2 weddings. You might not afford that. So you might just want to go sign at court. That's fine. Just customize your relationship to the two of you. Like Sipho and I know it doesn't seem like it, but I'm a bit introverted as well.
No, he's...
Bro, I'm an ambivert, okay? So, there are other couples who are constantly out together and whatever. And that's not something that works for the two of us. Like, we like going out, but we also like just watching movies, chilling. You know what I mean? So, just customize your relationship to the two of you and stop comparing, which is kind of like what you said before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Devs.
I think this is going to be like our longest video. But anyway, thank you. If you got this far, you are a real one. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for watching our... Not YouTube. Okay, well, whether you're watching or you're listening to the podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. And please let us know like some things that you've learned from your relationship or what you can relate to from the 12 things that we've shared. And let us know what you think of the comment segment that Sipho came up with. And see you on the next video or podcast.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, guys.
Cheers.